What's up, guys? Welcome back to the next video in learning PHP the easy way. My name is QD as Danny and you guys watching my channel Koraiwood. Alright, so in this video we're gonna learn PHP basics, which is the PHP scope of variables. In the previous video we have seen what variable is, and we said that the variable which is hold the value, and you can change this value from time to time. Alright, so there are four different kinds of variables in PHP, I think in every programming language. So you guys need to know there is a local variables, there is a global variables, and the function parameters and the static variables. Alright, first thing first, the local variables. Every variable declared in function is called local variable. So because as a PHP programmer, you guys need to know that eventually we're going to go towards the functions, which is we aiming for the functions, and any variable that we create inside the function is called local variable, and any variable that we're going to create outside the function is called global variable. The difference is that the local variables is it lives throughout the life of the function. So if the function is terminated, the variable is going to be terminated as well, while the global variable it lives beyond the life of the function, and you can access it from anywhere in your program, which is sometimes it makes it dangerous for global variables because you can modify it outside the function. Alright, so we're going to create here, this is the writing here is a global variables, local variables, global variables that I have created inside this PHP, inside this HTML. So I've created another one which I was trying to show you guys with to create a class, and then I go to function, and then I thought that's very complicated for you guys to remember. Alright, so we've got a PHP here and we have a PHP here, and what we do is that first we go with the local variable and we create a function. Say we create a function, any function. So we can create a function, say locally. Say we locally, yeah. So we can assign it according to our. So now we have a function locally, and we have here. So we create a variable. Say I'll create an a, our var, or say a, and I'm gonna assign say 10 in the a. So now I've got a variable which is outside my function, and I'm going to create another variable which I'm going to be inside my function, and that's going to be a as well. And I'm going to assign say 0, because if I assign 5 you guys are going to be confused. So now I have two variables. I have a variable called a, which has have a 10 value, 10 integer, and I've got another variable by the same name, and I assigned a 0 in it. Alright, so now I have variable. We have a variable for two variables inside here, variable a and another variable a inside the function locally. So what we do is that we want to print, and we want to do printf, because we can do the printf as well. And what we do is that we're going to do the backslash, because we're going to do $x, and inside function locally, inside my function locally is, and that's what we want to see, the is, and we put a %d. Where is the %d? Because we want to show our integer. And after that we want to do our locally function, which is a, and we want to display it. And at the down here, because we want to display our function, we're going to call our function which is locally. So we're calling our function, and we want to see if it displays the if it's going to display the local function or the global function, because both of them got the value. Alright, so we do this, and we say that my function locally is $x, sorry, it's $a, is a. So the variable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it, variable a inside my function locally is %d, because this is my inside function, and because I assign 0, and I'm going to see if which one the person the local is going to print, because I'm calling my function here. So variable a inside my function locally is 0, because as soon as we call our function, this one's going to print. And if we go here and if we do another one, if we do another printf and we do that variable a outside my function is, and we're going to do %d again, now we're going to see that percentage $a, and we want to see that because now we have a variable which is called a, and it's have a value 10, and now we have another variable which is called a, which is it's got a 0 value, and one of them reside in this function and another one is outside the function. So this is global, and that's local. This is local and that one's global. So we come here, and here at the moment, because we want to access it outside the function, and we've already put a. So what we do here, we come in. So what I'll do is that I'm going to put a break here with the echo, and I'm going to put a break which is br. You guys can try that to break the variables. Alright, so variable inside my function is locally is 0, and variable a outside my function is 10. So you guys seen that as soon as we call function, it's gonna create this call this variable which is 0, and we access this variable a, which is got the same name as this one, and from outside, because we can access it from outside with no problem. So this is the difference between the global. So if you guys, I'll repeat again, if you guys don't understand that I have a variable which one of them sitting outside the function is called a, another one sitting inside the function which is assigned a value of 0, this is a function locally, and one of them is sitting inside the function, another one sitting outside, and here as soon as I call function locally, it's gonna display this one 0, and as soon as I try to access this one from outside this one, and you guys can see that I can still access a, this because this has got a the same name as this one, so I can easily access it out from outside the function with no problem. Alright, so the global variables, you can access it from anywhere in the program. So we come here and we put a paragraph, global variables can be accessed from any part of the program. All right, and if you guys see that this one now, global variables, you can access from anywhere, any part of the program. So what I'll do is I'll move this global one to here. So and you guys see that this is our local variables, and now we're coming towards our global variables, which I'm gonna put this one here, which I'm gonna delete this, and I want to put my global variables, which I'm gonna write it here, and I'm gonna put a PHP here. Alright, so now we put our local variable here, and we put all the variables here, and we said that this function here, variable declared in the function, is local variable. So now we jump into the global variables, and I'm going to move another PHP here, and I'm gonna we're gonna create another function. So now the next function is going to be global var. So my global variable is going to be 20, for example. So now I've got a function globally, say globally, and now I want to access my function globally. So for that one I need to put a global, and we put a global var, and my so now that I have access to the function global var, this is my function is sitting outside the, this is my function, this is the variable sitting outside the function, and now I access through the global inside the function. And now what I'll do that I'll increment this one, so the 20, so it's going to be global var, and I'm going to increment it. As if you guys know what is incrementation, then if you don't know, I'm going to explain that in future videos. So what we do is that we're going to put echo and global variable is, and then we put a dollar global variable global var. Alrighty, so what we do is that we're going to create another variable which is going to be sum is equal to, say when we want to do incrementation, then I'm going to put a 10, and I'm going to put a 10 plus global var. So now I have another variable which is called sum. So now I'm going to do echo, and I'm going to echo this sum which is on top. Alright, so now my global variables here, function globally, and this one's have I access this variable which is sitting outside the function. It's inside the function with the keyword global. Alright, so now we're coming here, and inside our PHP we're going to access the globally my function, and I'll see what is the result for my global variable. Alright, so the global variable is 21 is because we incremented 21. This is separate 31. So what we do is that we're gonna separate these two guys here. So what we do is we do it inside here, we do it break. Okay, so we want to break it. Alright, so my then I'm going to put a nice text here, equal sum, then I'm going to put the sum of global variable is, and I'm going to put a sum. Alright, so now that we have created our global variable, so now our global variable is 20, and we incremented here global variable is going to be 21, and the summation is going to be 10 plus 20 is going to be 30. So we're going to come here and X and see. Alright, so global variable is 21 because it's incremented to 22, and the sum of the global variable is 31. So because 21 here, and if you put a 10 on top, it's going to be 31.